as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Rams and the Green Bay Packers. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Rodgers now on first down. His throw incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch QB drop. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Tighten up. Pull it together.
To throw is Rodgers. To throw again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Fowler. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey. Because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Good track. Switch. Value 3.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
From the gun on third down, gone. Throw left side complete. That's Franklin. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Kill. Turn it up. Kill.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
On second down, it's Jones. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
Green 18.
Scoot. Come on. You better bring it.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Let's go ahead. Go on, Mike. Green 18.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 32-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Goff. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. On first down, it's Gurley. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Gurley again here on 1st down. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Goff now looks to throw. He gets it to Cooks. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. He will push his way down to about the 14. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Like 20.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And it's 3rd down.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Goff. He'll find Everett there, complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still
No
yardage. Okay.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. The give is to Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the Rams' 47-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check 99. Check 99.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Shepard. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Not him, boy.
And it's 3rd down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. I don't think Gurley got there. Looks like the defense held him back. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
At the 35-yard line.
58. 58, come on. You better be afraid of me. Look at this.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
319. Hey, 88. 94 is the mark.
Crunch time, defense.
94 is the mark. 94 is the mark.
Right here.
Hey. High 7. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Rodgers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald able to record his 5th sack of the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
No. 319. Mike 34. Hey, defense. Let's go. Here, Mike. Crunch.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Tight right. We got three, fellas. We got 3. Kill.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. So we are at halftime here on Halloween as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this 2nd half. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the 2nd half gets started. Fielded about a yard deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The 2nd quarter score from Cincinnati. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Come on. 120. Watch the curl.
Another carry now for Gurley. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And it brings up 3rd down.
180. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Again they run with Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game.
And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Let's go. Shift. Watch the shift.
Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force the 3rd down.
258. All day, dog. Here we go, here we go. Get 300. Get 300. 36, 36. 6-6, bullet high.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case. And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Rams out in front here. They've got control of the football as well as we get set for the 4th quarter. The Rams on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position, a touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead.
Normally, when you have 0 on your side of the ledger on the scoreboard, you're a little bit discouraged. But when they look over and see their opponents, they don't see a number that's way out there. They don't see a number they can't attain. In fact, they can get it right here on this drive and potentially take the lead.
Rodgers going to run the option here left. It appears they'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
3rd and inches, just turn around and hand it to the big guy and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Jones. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The tackle there by John Johnson. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Get 300. Get 300.
Right, check.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
94 is the mark.
Bud.
Army. Piget. Check. Lucky.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. He's got Adams on the hookup. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Mike 5'9", Get in the weight room.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun. Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a man open down the middle of the field. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
On first down, Jones trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense are saying go right ahead with those.
He's not going to get me.
Rodgers to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jay Sternberger with time running out as they are now an extra point away from perhaps stealing one here in the final minute. A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles? And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Now Goff. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this.
Here we go. Switch, switch. Shoot.
Here we go on 4th. Goff. Now in desperation. They got his man complete. And now they get the timeout call. So they got one of the big plays that they needed. Can they do it again? Don't change that dial. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Check.
One last throw here for Goff. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Green Bay, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.